Hello, I'm Jaden, and today I'll be teaching the athletics event long jump. We'll be learning about the breakdown of long jump, including the approach, the takeoff, the movements in the air, and the landing. Once we achieve all these skills, we'll try and put them all together. Let's get into it. The approach is the run up to the jump where you want as much momentum so you can jump as far as possible. It is important for the participant to reach their highest controllable speed so they do not miss their jump or get injured. The takeoff phase is a spring where it propels you into the air. It is important to have a good takeoff because a good, well-timed takeoff will allow you to travel the furthest out of all these. The flight phase is the phase where you're in the air and you're using your limbs to create momentum to travel further. The landing phase is when your body returns to the air and goes back to a resting state. The aim of this lesson is to perform all these skills correctly and put them all together to perform a long jump correctly. Now, to start off, we're going to play a warm-up game. We're going to do a relay race. This is going to help us in our long jump as it helps us with the approach phase and trying to gain enough speed to get a longer jump. This is a fun game where kids can learn to run faster and also have fun competing against their friends. It helps the approach phase of long jump as you need as much momentum as possible to get a longer jump. Stretching is an important phase when doing physical activity as it reduces risk of injury by stretching joints, getting them ready for the physical activity and to get blood rushing to the relevant muscle groups so that we can reduce the risk of injury and perform better in our sports because our muscles are already ready to go. The stretches you see now are important in long jump as we use these muscles in the whole activity, so it's important to get them warmed up. Alright, so our first drill in our circuit will be ladder runs. To do these you need quick feet movements. This will help in long jump as quick feet movements help gain more momentum, which will lead for a further takeoff and increase your jump.
One.
That was very good, Millie. I loved your energy. But just remember, when we're doing these, we want short, very quick steps to get more momentum and train something.
One.
For our second drill in our circuit, we're going to do mini hurdles. This is going to help with long jump as it helps us getting our approaching timing phase right, where to take off from, and the fundamentals of the takeoff. Ellie, did you want to demonstrate for us? For our last drill in our circuit, we're going to be doing skipping for length, which means we're going to be skipping and in between each skip, trying to get as far as we can. This is going to teach us about the movements in our body, like our arms and our legs, to get as much distance on each jump as we can. Neil, can you demonstrate for us again, please?
Yep. One.
That was a really good effort, Nelly. You did really well getting a lot of distance, but just remember, we want to use our other limbs that aren't being used and use them for momentum to get a good spring, which allows us to get momentum and a further jump. The safety considerations I implemented into my circuit included making sure the circuits were far enough away from each other to avoid collisions. I also made sure all the equipment was undamaged and safe to use. After each circuit, I also made sure that every student had stopped what they were doing so that we could move along without getting injured. I also made sure that I could see every person participating from where I was standing. I also gave the participants numerous water breaks so they can stay hydrated and refuel for the next activities. The way I would make this class inclusive for everyone is by being aware of cognitive, autonomous, and associative skill levels, and by making sure everyone is having fun and learning no matter what stage of learning they are at. To make sure a kid isn't feeling judged by the teacher or anyone else, I would make sure that I can show the kid that I have faith in their abilities and not their inabilities. And make sure all the kids, even if they're not at the same level as some other participants, make sure that they're doing the same activities so they don't feel like they're behind everyone else and will continue to participate and like to participate. And this can be done by making sure every participant gets the same amount of respect by their teacher. Alright, Millie, so you've learnt all the skills involved in long jump. Now we're going to attempt one. Just remember everything you've learnt today and put it all together. Just because we're trying to be safe, we don't want to land in the usual pike position. We're going to land in a motorbike stance, which looks like this. After our lesson, we did a cool down, which involved us stretching the muscle groups we used and also doing a slow jog and a bit of a walk around the area we used to relieve these muscles that we used.